Hi, how y'all doing today? My name is Dave Gugina, and today's book review, I've got a book that I actually reread primarily because I forgot what the whole story was about. Now, this book is written by an author who is known for just writing stories that have a motivational twist to it. And what I mean by motivational twist is just the twist as in it starts off as a self-betterment area and then it turns into an actual story or a book. So the book I have for us today is The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari, a fable about fulfilling your dreams and reaching your destiny. And the book is about a lawyer and his friend, and the lawyer leaves his own law firm and ends up training with and ends up viewing life a completely different way after leaving his own law firm. And then he learns from two other people, I want to call them motivational speakers, leaders, I guess you could say, in life, and learns a few things from these two guys and shares them with his friend, the lawyer that left his law firm. And it is a good story, but there are some very good things in this book that I want to share with you. And honestly, I do believe that a story is a good way to reach you in more than just the writer talking to you. At least that's just my theory, but I also do believe there are some people who just like to read it out loud as if the author is speaking to them. But we're going to dive into the book. It is about improving your lives, and the friend's name is Julian. So think about this. Think about this one I'm about to read to you. Improving their inner and outer lives. Get a life, I thought, but I have learned that self-mastery and the consistent care of one's mind, body, and soul are essential to finding one's highest self and living the life of one's dreams. How can you care for others if you cannot even care for yourself? How can you do good if you don't even feel good? I cannot love if I cannot love myself, he offered. Suddenly, Julian grew flustered and slightly uneasy. I've never opened my heart to anyone like this before. I apologize for this, John. John's a lawyer. It is just that I experienced such catharsis up in those mountains, such a spiritual awakening to the powers of the universe, that I feel others need to know what I know. Noticing that it was getting late, Julian quickly told me he would take his leave and bid me adieu. You can't leave now, Julian. I'm really pumped to hear the wisdom you learned in the Himalayas and the message you promised your teachers. You would bring back to the West. You can't leave me in suspense. You know I can't stand it. I'll be back. Rest assured, my friend. You know me. Once I start telling a good story, I can't stop. But you have your work to do, and I have some private matters that need to be taken care of. So notice what he says here. Proving their inner and outer lives. Get a life, I thought, but I have learned that self-mastery and the consistent care of one's mind, body, and soul are essential to find one's highest self and the living life of one's dreams. How can you care for others if you can't even care for yourself? How can you do good if you don't even feel good? I can't love you if I cannot love myself, he offered. So when it comes to that, caring for yourself as in, honestly, just caring for your mind. Because to be honest, that's why I've mentioned multiple times in these videos about how learning is so important and essential in your life. Because you want to care about your mind, you want to care how you look inside and out. Because honestly, years from now, if you have no skills or not really any credentials or any background, I mean, it's going to be hard to find things to talk about. It's going to be hard to get jobs if you want to leave your current job. It's going to be hard to meet people, and it is just going to be difficult. Because you'll be a very difficult person to talk to. Now you're probably wondering, why would you be difficult to talk to? Because there's not really any topics to talk about. Because you don't know much. You haven't learned much at all. And how can you do good if you don't even feel good? Obviously we have our bad days, but we also, if you're talking to somebody and you don't feel good because you're comparing yourself and you're just like, wow, they know this and they know that and I don't know anything. Well, then for one, in some situations, it's your fault. I mean, I'm not an engineer, but I was friends with a bunch of engineers, and they were talking about math and algorithms and other arithmetic and other algebra that I did not know. Then I'd be like, huh, well, now do I have a desire to learn any of that? I probably couldn't do it, but I'd try. But otherwise, it'd be too much. It'd just be terrible. And it'd be terrible because I don't have anything in common with those engineers. I love you if I cannot love myself. It's going to be hard to care about people because you just yourself will be frustrated because you don't know any topics that the other person knows. And that's like when, like the engineer example I just used. They might be some really nice people that I'm talking to, but since I don't know anything that they're talking about, and have no desire to learn math like that, it's just, I'm going to be frustrated with them, they're going to be frustrated with me, and it'll just be a group of people that I cannot hang around. And MMA is a good example. People who know what they're doing love to fight each other, love to hit hard, they love to roll around on the ground with each other, but if it's someone new, they have to go slower, they have to teach them stuff, and don't get to have fun with their friends. So that's why learning is so important. I'm learning how to fight. I actually recently started learning Spanish. I'm doing these things. I'm learning more about my fitness and nutrition and my powerlifting. And I'm trying to learn all that stuff. And those are goals, but you want to pick something to learn for a while. Not like a month. Maybe a year, I guess you could say. But moral of the story is pick something to learn and care for yourself. And care for yourself as much as you should care for others. If that makes sense. And that makes sense as in, people say we need to care about other people, and that's true. But you also need to care about yourself. It needs to be just as much care as for other people. So think about that for a second. Story. Now, in the first section that I read to you, they are climbing on a mountain, and they learned a whole bunch of stuff, and John was telling his friend Julian, the lawyer, Julian was telling John certain lessons that he learned on the mountain, and Julian was waiting for John to tell him his stuff. So yeah, explaining the story is a little hard, but the characters in the story are John and Julian and a guy named Yogi. Yogi Raman is his name. But now, it gives you a summary, so it's Julian's wisdom in a nutshell is what this is called. So listen to what Julian's wisdom in a nutshell has to say for us. When you consistently direct your mind to live in the present, you will always have boundless energy no matter what time the clock reflects. Only those who seek shall find. The secret of happiness is simple. Find out what you truly love to do and then direct all of your energy towards doing it. Once you do this, abundance flows into your life and all your desires are filled with ease and grace. So now listen to that. The secret of happiness is simple. Find out what you truly love to do and then direct all of your energy towards doing it. Once you do this, abundance flows into your life and all your desires are filled with ease and grace. So when it comes to happiness, I mean, if you love what you do, that's happiness. Now, obviously, we all have days where we don't want to work. But for right now, I enjoy the way my life is. I enjoy it just because I work 3 on, 3 off. I've taken advantage of some of the overtime. I'm doing this. I'm lifting weights 5 times a week and going to fighting 2 times a week. I'm paying all my bills, and that does make me happy, but also loving what to do. I mean, sometimes you like doing stuff and you love it to an extent, and then you're just like, it's too much. It's like running a business, for example. There are some people who love running businesses and love being their own boss, but when they work all the time, some people love to work. And some of them are just like, nope, I've made enough money, I don't want to work this hard as I used to, and that's it. And then some realize, yeah, I'm running a business, but I'm working all the time to run that business, and they don't like it. Because when it comes to time, I mean, time is money, and that's how you make money, by using your time. But it's all how you view it. You view work, it's all how you view how you use your time, and it's also all about managing your time. But directing all your energy towards something you love, I mean, I love lifting weights, so when I work out, I like direct my energy, or the energy that I have, depending on how I feel, towards that workout. Now obviously I have bad days, or as a powerlifter, when I'm powerlifting, I'm right now having an issue with my left arm tucking, so my bench weight has felt very heavy. And I have like bad days, I have bad weeks and bad months powerlifting, but I still do it, and I still love it. And I usually come back around when I'm lifting. It usually all gets better. Now, when it also comes to, once you do this, abundance flows into your life and all your desires are filled with ease and grace. Eventually you're just going to love to work, you're going to love to lift weights. Like, I hated lifting weights at first, but now I love it because I realize I enjoy it, I got results, and I'm pretty good at it. Pretty good at it. Not amazing at it, but pretty good at it. And then when you consistently direct your mind to live in the present, you will always have boundless energy no matter what time the clock reflects. So living in the present is important. Living in the past, I mean, Obviously, the past is the past. I know the past sometimes comes around to haunt you. I mean, back when I wasn't a super good worker at jobs, I mean, I didn't get fired, but I was known as the guy who was not good at his job. And sometimes I think about that, and I still make friends in other jobs, and they've come into town, and have seen me, and I've said hi to them, and whatnot, but you cannot let your past haunt you or take over the present. Because the present is right now, it's reality. And I've mentioned multiple times in my videos, you want to live in reality. Reality is real. It is not like the Matrix. It is just real. Well, I don't know if we're in the Matrix or not. But it's all reality. In life, it's reality. And honestly, the secret of happiness, like he says, it is honestly simple. I mean, just doing stuff you love. Now, sometimes you want to stop doing what you love. Like, I like working out for 2 hours, but if it changed to like 4 or 5 hours, I'd be like, working out's not much fun anymore. So there is that happy medium, but the secret of happiness is find out what you truly love to do and then direct all your energy towards doing it. Once you do this, abundance flows into your life and all your desires are filled with ease and grace. So think about that for a second. The final part of my book that I have for you all is about principle. Wait, now what is it? Now, before I read what I have to, before I read what I'm about to tell you, what do you really want out of life? Honestly, I don't know what I want out of life. I mean, I'm doing this YouTube thing, and I'm working a job while doing this, but what do I really want out of life? Honestly, I want to be able to train for most of my life and lift weights. I mean, obviously you see from the camera I'm not huge, but I still want to stay in decent shape for most of my life. But or leave something in the comments. What do you want most out of your life? Just think about that. So what I have for you here for the final thing is about purpose. So I want you to think about what I have here for you. Listen to this. What you just saw confirms the most important principle for anyone seeking to attain their goals and to fulfill their life's purpose. You will never be able to hit a target that you cannot see. People spend their whole lives dreaming of becoming happier, living with more vitality, and having an abundance of passion, yet they do not see the importance of taking 10 minutes a month to write out their goals and to think deeply about the meaning of their lives. Their dharma, goal setting, will make your life magnificent. Your world will become richer, more delightful, and more magical. Julian was delighted. Your obvious interest inspires me, John. Enthusiasm is one of the key ingredients for a lifetime successful living. And I'm glad to see that you still have every ounce of yours. Earlier I taught you that we each think about 60,000 thoughts on an average day. By writing out your desires and goals on a piece of paper, you send a red flag to your subconscious mind that these thoughts are far more important than the remaining 59,999 other ones. Your mind will then start to seek out all the opportunities to realize your destiny. Like a guided missile, it is really a very scientific process. Most of us are simply not aware of it. So think about what I read here in this paragraph. Earlier I taught you that we each think about 60,000 thoughts on an average day. That is a lot. By writing out your desires and goals on a piece of paper, you send a red flag to your subconscious mind that these thoughts are far more important than the remaining 59,999 other ones. Your mind will then start to seek out all the opportunities to realize your destiny like a guided missile. So honestly, 60,000 thoughts a day. I think about a lot, like a lot of different things, but the primary thing I think about is how my day is going to go. I work 12-hour shifts at my job, so I really think how the day is going to go, how tired I'm going to be after, how functional I'm going to be after. I think about a lot of stuff. But sometimes writing down your goals helps tremendously. And you're probably wondering while watching this, well, David, what are your goals? My goals are to continue to be disciplined, continue to improve myself, and eventually get a girlfriend. But right now, just to be disciplined and continue to work on myself are my goals. And feel free to let me know in the comments what your goals are. Not just what you want out of life, but what goals do you have? Now, notice what he says here. Your obvious interest inspires me, John. Enthusiasm is one of the key ingredients for a lifetime successful living, and I'm glad to see that you still have every ounce of yours. So honestly, be enthusiastic about your goals. Even when they're a struggle, just be like, you know what, we're going to solve this problem, we're going to pursue this goal and do whatever it takes. Now, whatever it takes, as in don't make yourself miserable and obsessive, but just be like, I'm going to solve problems so I can do what it takes to achieve this goal. And there is a lot to accomplishing a goal. Another can of worms that we will not get into today, but it is like your destiny with a guided missile. And it sends a red flag to your subconscious mind. These thoughts are far more important than the remaining 59,999 other ones. Now, like red flag to your subconscious. Do you ever think when you're pursuing a goal or working on something and you're subconsciously doing it, and then the next day goes by, and then subconsciously in your head while you're watching TV, you're just like, you know what? I could be working on this, or when am I going to work on this? And that's another thing. Procrastination's easy. It's easy to give into your distractions. It's easy, but you should switch in your brain, because I've been switching in my brain. What can we do to make getting to the distractions harder? It's like hiding away your phone. It's like not turning on the TV, telling your brain we're not going to turn on the TV. Now, it doesn't say that, but putting yourself to pursue your goals and to be a part of your goals is very important, and something that not a lot of people do. Now, on the other paper, people spend their whole lives dreaming of becoming happier, living with more vitality and having an abundance of passion, yet they do not see the importance of taking 10 minutes a month to write out their goals. So you'll never be able to hit a target that you cannot see. So that's also wise right there. If you write down your goals and you see what it is, you can make a plan to pursue that goal. And it's funny how he uses that analogy. You will never be able to hit a target that you cannot see. Important principle, because writing things out or seeing it is how you learn, and seeing it right in front of you also gives you motivation because you wrote it down. You wrote it down, and you're going to pursue what it takes to pursue that goal. So overall, this book was very good. I enjoyed it. It's a very nice story, but also there is more paragraphs in it. This is one I'm going to have to re-review, and I'm going to start getting into that. I ordered 2 more books. I won't explain the names. I'm going to start reading, but I might start doing I'm going to start doing re-reviews on some of the books I've read with new information, and I don't know, I'm going to try to film somewhere different. I'm going to see how that goes, but right now the kitchen is the best place and it's all I have. But I want to thank you all for watching, and the takeaway for this video is pursue a goal. Find a goal, whatever it is, whether it's weight training, whether it's to buy something big, whether it's to save your money. Find a goal and pursue it, and write it down. Write it down on a place that you see it every morning before work, before you go to bed, before you watch TV and relax. Just find a goal and pursue a goal and write it down somewhere. So, I want to thank you all for watching. This is the monk who sold his Ferrari, and I hope you all have a great day.